Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Audrey. I am stitchywitch42 here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. This is my channel about cross-stitch, life, the universe, and everything. If you've noticed, Thing has crawled up into the tree. He wanted to have a Christmas cuff. So we got that made yesterday, and then he crawled into the tree and he likes it there. So there's Thing. I want to talk about stress. I want to talk about the road work going on in front of our house. I live in Silverton, Oregon. I live in a part of Silverton that is referred to as Milltown. The reason why it's called Milltown is because at one point in time, Silverton was home to the world's largest lumber mill. That area actually started about 5 blocks behind our house, and there was a big pond there because if you've got a lumber mill, you have to have water. Our house was built for someone who worked in the mill to live in. And when all of this was being built, the roads were not improved. They had no sidewalks. As time passed, asphalt was laid on the roads, but no sidewalks were put in until new construction started happening. Earlier this year, the city of Silverton decided that they needed to do road improvement down here. 4 blocks. 1 block north of us, our block, 2 blocks south of us. According to the door hanger that we got, it was supposed to go from the end of July to the end of November. We're in December, and it's still going on, and it's going to be continuing. But I have been stressed out because part of what they were doing for this road improvement is taking some of what we thought was our property. We had a nice fence out there. We had an area to park in front of our house. When all this road work is done, we will not be able to park on the street in front of our house at all. We're losing about 3 feet of what we thought was our property. And a week ago, they said that they were finally going to come and take out the Japanese maple, the butterfly bush, and remove the stump from our big maple tree that broke in the freeze 2 years ago. And this has just been causing me so much stress. I wanted to make sure that either Mark or I would be here. I wanted to be here just to make sure that things were done the way that they were supposed to be done and not take anything there. You know, it just, I've been stressed. Mark called me at work and he said, they're taking out the asphalt in front of the house, which I knew they would be doing that day. And he called me to let me know that I had to tell him when I was coming home because I might not be able to drive into our driveway. Okay. And then he sent me a text and he said, you should be able to park in the alleyway across the street. And he would come over and walk me across the asphalt, the gravel, no asphalt. And I'm thinking, oh God, it was raining last Friday. It was pouring buckets. And me trying to walk across freshly poured gravel on this road with my feet and my ankles and my knees all I could think of was, this is not going to go well. I called Mark when I was leaving the store. He said, you can pull right into the driveway. Oh, thank God. But the gravel out here is so soft that my car keeps bottoming out. Well, if they're doing that, they should be getting ready to pull the trees in our yard. And they told Mark that they would be doing it the next day, last Saturday. So I decided to stay home, and they didn't work. So since they had told him that they would be doing it the next day, that now meant that they would be doing it on Monday, right? My regular days off are Sunday and Monday. I spent Saturday, Sunday, Monday bouncing off the walls in my house because I'm stressed about what they're doing out front. And when Monday rolled around, they actually came and talked to Mark about taking the stump out from Scarlet. They wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be hitting any gas lines. We don't have gas lines coming to our house. When we moved into the house, we had them shut off. Pacific Northwest or Northwest Natural Gas actually shut them off out that way, and Scarlet is that way. So all day Monday, I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and they didn't do anything. I don't know why this is stressing me out, but it is. It has been. So Mark sent me a text when I went to work Tuesday, and he said, the guys are here, and I have the camera set up, and I will record a video for you. So last Tuesday, they came, they took out the Japanese maple, they took out the butterfly bush, and they tried to take out the stump from Scarlet. I say tried because when I came home, my yard is literally all torn up. They used the excavator, and Mark said that they would. I don't know how they did it. I haven't watched the video that he took to see how they did it. But basically the stump on Scarlet, which was our Crimson King maple, was probably 4.5, 5 feet high. But on the far side of her, there was a split that went all the way down the back. I took pictures of this and I sent them to Cheryl's husband, Ed. Cheryl is one half of Stitching with the Sisterlies. Her husband is an arborist. Sent him pictures of this, and he said, yeah, it's dead. That split, it's just going. Well, she did put out a new limb, and she has leafed the last 2 years, which has been pretty amazing. But if you look at that backside of Scarlet, there was what are known as shelf fungi growing there, which is, according to Ed, a sign that the tree is dying. That plus the fact this fall we had so many mushrooms in our front yard, it was just ridiculous, all where the shade was at from the tree. But anyway, I get home and I look at my front yard, and there's still a stump there. Only it's not 4.5 feet tall anymore. It's right around ground level. And then there's this great big long root that had gotten torn up. So my front yard is I'll include some pictures at the end of the video so that you can see it. Mark said the Japanese maple also fought, but it did come out. The butterfly bush is gone. They put up the posts for the new fence on Tuesday. And Thursday, when I was up at Acorns and Threads, they actually came in and put in the new fence panels. Mark was talking with the guy that did it, and these are panels. They're just screwed into the posts. So next spring when we get to redo our front yard, Mark will be able to take a panel out so that we can get a stump grinder in and tear the yard up even more. And if that's not enough, today I was taking recycling and garbage out, and Mark was standing outside talking to one of the guys, I think it was the foreman of the road crew. And since they were standing by our garbage cans, I said, and everything is gravel right now, I said, where are we supposed to put our bins so that garbage can be picked up tomorrow? And he said, oh, don't worry about it. He goes, just set them here at the end of your driveway and they'll make it so that the garbage truck can get through. Okay. Well, then I stood there and listened, because Mark works for a paving company, and he's talking to this guy who's the foreman for the paving company who's working on the road. And there are issues. Remember I said I live in Milltown, where we had this great big pond. We also have extremely high water table here in this area. And that has become an issue for the road crew. And the foreman tried to explain this to the city of Silverton, but they were all, that's okay, the surveyors and all the people who are supposed to know what they're doing said that they would be fine to do what they said, and now there's issues. There is 6 inches worth of gravel out in our street, and they can't compact it. So they now have to wait for the city council to do a study to figure out what they have to do so that they can repair this road that nobody in this area of town wanted. And basically what the foreman has said is that more than likely they're going to have to come in and dig out the 6 inches of gravel that they have out there now, dig the road deeper, put in larger gravel, compact that, then they can come back in and put in the 6 inches of gravel that they need to have to go underneath the 5 inches of asphalt. And from what he was saying today, that might not happen until January. Just a wee bit stressed. Last weekend, when I was bouncing off the walls in the house, I tried to do cross stitch and I couldn't focus because my brain is all over everything that they're doing out there. I played around doing some paper crafts, and if you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting pictures of what I've been doing for the daily prompts for Defemorember, which is hosted by Louisa Heinzel, Junk Journal Art, and 49 Dragonflies, who is Barbara. Both of those ladies are from Vienna, Austria, and both of them are absolutely amazingly talented journalers. So I've been trying to play along with the prompts, and I've been playing with that and posting pictures on Instagram. I don't have it downstairs with me today because I'm trying to get this recorded while Mark's gone. But after last Tuesday, I've been able to stitch. And if you've been around my channel for any length of time, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate each and every one of you who have liked my videos and subscribed to my videos. I've stopped looking at the number of subscribers I have because this last month I kept losing. It kept dropping, and it's just like, I give up. I'm I am going to tell myself that I'm not going to look at that number anymore. Do I believe myself? Whatever. It doesn't matter. To those of you who have liked my videos, to those of you who are subscribed to my videos, thank you very, very much. The number I have has blown me away so many times. I don't need to worry about it, right? Right. I don't do a lot of stitching for Christmas. There are so many gorgeous Christmas patterns out there, and so many people show all the things that they stitch, and I think they're gorgeous, but that's not the kind of stitching that I want to do. I collect ceramic and glass and Santas. I don't want to stitch Santas. I don't want to stitch snowmen. I like snarky Christmas. And I think I shared this pattern with you the last time. It was a freebie from Brookes Books, and it's called Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch. If you go onto her blog, she has 3 pages of freebies. I think this pattern is actually on the 3rd page, and it's called Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch. It gives you 2 patterns, because the way you're supposed to do this is to stitch it on perforated paper, and then you can back them. So this is the one side and this is the other side. I don't want to stitch it on perforated paper. So I went and I found in my stash some blue, light blue Aida. Let me get my clippy things off. And I got Mean Grinch done. I think he's so cute. I am working on Good Grinch. And I have to fill in his heart and do the back stitching and do the ornament. So those are Mean Grinch, Good Grinch. And the reason why I'm stitching them on Aida is because I thought that I would try to make a stand-up with these and have Mean Grinch on one side and Good Grinch on the other side. So last Thursday, when I went up to Acorns and Threads, I was looking for 2 things when I went up there. I was looking for some white chenille, Lady Dot chenille, and right now it's kind of hard to find white Lady Dot chenille. I might have some light blue upstairs. I might have some white upstairs. Honestly, I haven't looked. Have I told you I've been stressed? Just January. So my plan with these is to watch Helen D's videos, her tutorial on making a stand-up, and to try to do that with those 2. Now when you're on Brookes Books and you're getting the Merry Christmas Mr. Grinch, you also need to get the Merry Christmas Mr. Grinch Max. Max doesn't have a second side. So I'm thinking that I will also stitch Max on the blue Aida. I don't know if I'll make a stand-up out of him. I might. It's a possibility. We'll see what happens when we get there. But I was up at Acorns, and like I said, I was looking for white Lady Dot chenille. They were out. The other thing that I was looking for was perforated paper. And the reason why I wanted the perforated paper is because of a pattern that Teresa Kogut put out for the Jingle Ball. I did not participate with the Jingle Ball, but I asked my friends who were participating if one of them would pick up the Santa's Delivery pattern for me. And one of my friends did get the PDF for me. These are stitched on perforated paper. I have some at home, but the piece I had would only be big enough to do one of them. I would like to do all three of them. Are they going to be done this year? No. No, they're not. But anyway, I was looking to see if they had perforated paper up there. And they do. It's Mill Hill perforated paper. They had it in green and red. Now the back side is brown. They refer to this as painted perforated paper, and you can find it in all sorts of different colors. If you go on 123 Stitch, I know they have it in a variety of colors. I've had it in red, in silver, in black, in green. There's all sorts of colors that you can get. So while I was up at First Thursday, I started stitching the middle one. So I just took my little scissors that I had with me. I cut my piece of paper. Large enough that I could stitch this on. And what I do when I'm starting a piece on perforated paper is I go on the back and I make a cross from this corner to this corner and that corner to that corner so that I know where the center is. Because I figured the best way to do these pieces, most Mill Hill kits if you ask me, is to start in the center. And I got a really good start on this, but when I got up to the top section of it, it wasn't adding up. The stitches on one side or the other were not adding up, and I couldn't figure out why. So I asked Margaret, and she came over and she took my piece and she took the pattern and she goes, "You're off one stitch on every row." And I looked at her and I said, "What do you mean?" On these patterns, and I'm not going to show you the patterns, but to find the center there is a red line that goes through the pattern and a red line that goes through the pattern. The red line was one space over from the heavy black line that outlines the 10 by 10 stitch squares of the pattern. And that one space, my brain was missing it. So once Margaret told me that, all I had to do back was add an extra stitch on each one because it's all the same color. But I have been working on this for a couple of evenings, and I've got a Santa body and a foot and just the beginning of a reindeer. So I am happy with the progress that I've got on this. I know that you had the option to purchase a kit which would give you the piece of wood that these are supposed to be mounted on and the dowel that it's supposed to be mounted on. I'm going to improvise on mine. In all my paper crafting stuff upstairs, I have some heavy cardboard, and I think what I'm going to do when this is done is that I will attach the cardboard behind my Santa and then cut it out, and that'll give me a sturdy base. As far as the dowel goes, I have other plans for that. I would like to get all three of these done. It's not going to be done this year. I might get a second one done next year. I'm not in a hurry for these. But the reason that I liked these so much, and I know I showed this last time, this is my favorite Christmas ornament. It is a Santa on his reindeer, and it hangs from this stand. I absolutely love this piece. And when I saw these, I knew that I really wanted to stitch them. So, 2 Christmas projects. Who am I? Granted, one of them is the Grinch, and I love the Grinch. But then I was on Instagram and I saw somebody post, everybody's showing their Christmas decorations, and I saw someone post a finish, and it was like, how did I miss that? I need to have that one. So I went and looked for it, and I found it at Everything Cross Stitch. And again, this one is not going to be done this year, but it will be done for next year. This is by the Stitcherhood, and this is Scrooge and Marley Counting House. Because Scrooge, right? Scrooge. I need to start watching those movies. Have I told you that my husband is the weirdest man I have ever known? My husband loves to watch Hallmark shows, videos, series, and I'm like, what? How is this man married to me? And he likes to watch I don't. I don't. No. Give me Scrooge. Give me the Grinch. Give me White Christmas and It's a Good Life and Love Actually. Hallmark? No. 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 How is that man married to me? I don't know. Thing, do you know? He's not saying. I received some happy mail, and I meant to share this on my last video, and the blonde is natural. It was sitting on my sideboard and I still forgot to show it because this is just the cutest thing. Kim, who has followed me for quite some time, sent me a package, and in it she sent this beautiful felted pumpkin with this little mouse on the top of it. I'm sure she sent the mouse because of the rat we had, which is gone. It's gone. But this is just so gorgeous, and I look at it as part of the story. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Thank you, Kim. She also sent me, in that same package, now let's see if I can find it without dropping it on the floor, a round to it. Finally, you have a round to it, so you can get some finishes done. And I love this because I just ordered a new stitching journal for myself. The one I have, I absolutely love, and I've used it for 3 years now, from Chris Yo as the Yo Flies. I think they're gorgeous. I love it because you can take the pages out and you can add new pages every year. She does the stitch on here. I did this part on mine, but I was looking at her stuff, as I do, and she had this one, and it's steampunk, and I love it, and I decided I needed a new one. After 3 years, this one is going to be retired with all the pages from the last 3 years in it so that I still have them. But I needed this one, and I still have to do my Live Long and add that to it. She's got the beads on the spine like she does. I now have to add my round to it, to the spine. So thank you very much, Kim, for thinking of me. I love my little mouse. I love my round to it. It'll be good. I'll get things finished. I also wanted to share some cards that I've received because with everything going on, I haven't mailed out any cards, and it's the 11th, and the tattoo I got earlier this year is the Sanskrit sign for breathe. I need to breathe. I need to get rid of this stress. I can't do anything about what's going on with the road out there. I need to breathe. I'm not going to add to my stress level. I'm not sending out cards. So from me to you, to everyone who watches, I love you. I hope you have the best holiday, whatever you celebrate. As far as I'm concerned, I'm wishing everybody happy Halloween. But I got some cards, and I got one from Daleen. Daleen is so grateful on FlossTube. She is a fabulous lady. I have met her in person. I am so blessed to count her as a friend, and I love it because she takes these fantastic photos. She puts them on cards. She includes her Maisie dog. Yeah. And then I got one from, look at the front, from Georgie. That is just simply beautiful. And she sent me some stickers to put in my journal, so I will have to put some stickers in my journal. I got one from Vicky. I like the inside. It says, "Hope you hold up through the holidays." Yeah, funny Vicky. I'm only asking one last time. Where's my freaking pony? It's got a pistol. Think it's a cap shooter. I got one from Kathy to Dye House. This one, and on the back, pictures of all their animals. And then I also got one that was handmade from Linda, who is AKA Van Mom on Instagram. And she has a Patreon, which I was a part of at the beginning of the year, and then because of my schedule, I stepped out of it. When I retire, I will be rejoining. But this is gorgeous, and this was made out of a 12 by 12 sheet of craft paper. So look at that. Under Santa, there is a little envelope. You can find digital downloads of these, and I'm thinking that's what it is. But it basically folds out, and she wrote a note inside there to me. And then when it's closed up, it looks like an envelope addressed to me. So the way this works, she said this is for putting pictures of Christmas stitches in. Linda, I needed the Grinch on mine. But I like Santa. Anyway, it opens up, and you can put a picture there. Then it opens up this way, and you could put a picture here, or you could journal down there. There is a pocket here that is full of little bits of ephemera that can be added on to projects. I need them because I don't have Christmas ephemera. But then this one opens up, and you could add pictures or journal inside there. And I think that this is just absolutely adorable and a great idea. My plan is that I am going to add it into my journal that I have upstairs, the one that I made that I've been putting all my ephemera pieces in, because this belongs in there. So I haven't been doing a lot of stitching. I have been playing with the paper items, following the prompts from November 2023. I discovered them, this prompt series, last year, and then at the beginning of the year I went back and I watched both Barbara's and Louise's videos. One each. One of Barbara's, one of Louise's, the next one of Barbara's, the next one of Louise's. So I saw all of them from last year. And then I went back and watched what they did the first time in 2021. This time they're only doing 16 prompts, 17 actually. And so far I am up to date with them. I am having fun. I am finding it challenging to come up with ways to create. They had a prompt that said selfie in bubbles. It took me 2.5 days to figure out how to do that one, but I did it. And if you want to see what I did, it's over on my Instagram. Please go check it out there. Feel free to follow me there. Follow me here, like and subscribe. Make that number go up. Because it's kind of depressing to see it go down. Anyway, I don't know how much sense this video makes because I've had to start and stop several times. I had to leave the house and go buy batteries for the camera. So I tried to remember where I was at when I came back. So if it's a hot mess, that's nothing new. Really, it's nothing new. I usually record my videos every 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today is Christmas. I haven't wrapped anything yet. I went out this morning to buy stocking stuffers. I'm not stressed. Breathe. Breathe. I hope that through the end of the year that everybody who is watching this video has what they need. I hope that you get to spend time with friends and families who fill your heart with love. I hope that you have food to sustain yourself. I hope that you have a warm place to live. Whatever you celebrate, I wish you the best. For me, I'm going to wish everybody Happy Halloween. Live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye. Oh, Thing says goodbye too. But he's, holding on for dear life in the tree. So long, everyone.